Welcome everyone, this is the first ever After Hours for the DigiElysium Arcade. I am your host, ChoppedStix, where I also do horror games on Twitch. But for now, I'm doing a review over a certain game, and the game is known as The Day Before. We just recently got this trailer, not too long ago. I believe it was 2 weeks ago. October 15th. Or no, it was a week ago. So October 15, 2021. It was a dev trailer, and in this trailer, they gave us a lot of aspects of certain things that they did in the first round. If you've seen the first trailer, they gave you some good aspects of the gameplay. That is a third-person shooter. It's supposed to be open world, which that's easier said than done, especially for a third-person game, because we all know about the game, The Division. The Division kind of failed pretty hardcore, especially with their take on multiplayer mostly being the, dark zone. But there's some concerning parts in this second trailer that I have. They capsized with the video starting off showing some beautiful scenery, which obviously the scenery is definitely from a trailer's point of view of a render video. It's probably just like a pan scene of a camera view. The other thing is that they go straight into this area where it looks like a gathering hub, which is probably a centerfold to show that, hey, the world is still has a bunch of people trying to fight back this zombie virus plague or whatever it is that's going on. And the thing is, it looks like GTA San Andreas, people working out, if you all remember that. It's very underwhelming. It does like a good deal showing that there are players. They did show that you don't have to exactly accept a person's help. Like, you don't have to join up. You can betray a person right off the bat. You can go and steal an event thing off the bat, because this is all for you. The gameplay did look a lot like the Division aspect of third person. The gun combat, though, it looks a little bit different. They didn't show like numbers and stuff like that when the character was shooting, which is good, which means that, hey, a headshot's probably going to mean a real headshot, which let's hope, because a lot of games don't do that, and that's very disconcerting, because why wouldn't a headshot be a headshot, honestly? So they also do this thing where they show some items that can be looted in the game, and like some of the properties of those items, which is cool. And they show your entire inventory list of how big it could be. Whether, I don't know if you're going to be able to expand on that or not, because it doesn't really show you, but it does show you that there are limited slots. There are character slotting for like gear and stuff like that, clothing, so you can change your outfits and stuff. They did show cell phones, so that's probably going to be a thing where you're going to be able to put someone's number in your phone so you can contact them always, kind of like a buddy system, which, that's interesting. They did give us a release date, which is really cool. I will mention that. Another thing I wasn't expecting that they gave us was there was building aspects. Like, you can build your own cabin and put vegetation for food source, because obviously there's probably going to be a hunger system. That's interesting. The big thing is normal games have this thing where it's like, even the Division, they had this thing where when you built a gun, you just slotted the spots. No, they did the whole 9 yards of doing what, let's say, like DayZ does, or a couple other games where you can actually slot pieces of the gear, but it would be put on and shows you what it would look like before you even put it on. So that's really cool. So it gave you a visual. Metro did that really well. And in fact, I believe they took that kind of an aspect where it put it on a little holster for you, showed your gun on the table and everything. The other cool thing, which I thought was a really good dynamic, is they were showing the vehicle. Now, they showed the vehicle in the very first trailer, and that vehicle basically, yeah, they didn't show you that you were able to drive it. Like, it just looked like it was rendered from a first mission where it drove itself up kind of scene. The cool part about that is that they actually showed you able to drive this vehicle. And this Humvee, as driving's not a big thing, it's not a big, huge killer, but what was cool about it is it went through mud at some parts and the tires sank a little bit, which gave you more of a physics feel. So not only did they do a good job making the world look really good, but they also gave you physics feels, which that's a huge thing. Let's face it, graphics don't equal gameplay though, but it is visually aesthetic, and it does make this current generation of gamers look back and go, oh man, that's really cool. And it really is on a huge perspective. It's not a lot of games do that. Most games just do the whole you drive over it and you just drove over it kind of thing. Or like when snow falls to the ground, you don't see tracks, you just see, it's on the ground, which, kind of is a bummer, but you can only do with what budget and how powerful the engine you're using can do. So that's really cool that they did all that. They showed you some of that. They showed you some of the internal buildings, some combat gameplay. They gave you a smidge of what teamwork looked like. It looked like teams of 3, but this concerning part was they didn't really, I get it, trailers are like 4 minutes long, but this was supposed to be a dev trailer, as in this was shown on Twitch first, and then it was streamed online on both. I think it was actually shown on Twitch and YouTube streamed, which they did more of a promotion at the end for their secret game prop hunt, which whatever, that's cool that you have another thing. But if this is supposed to be your big open ender for games to start out for your company, and this is your big project, you want this to be more about that instead of, hey, we've got this in the background, that kind of thing. The big tall point about this game is that the gameplay video was done, I think, a couple weeks before. I'm not quite sure on that. You don't quote me on that. But the gameplay video that someone did, which obviously they had a player come in, or a few players actually. I believe there was some alpha tester players and some beta player testers that were specifically chosen for this. And they showed more on the game than this trailer did. This trailer basically was this whole generic BS of, hey, my game looks pretty. Hey, we're still working on this, so come check us out. But, it's kind of disheartening when people do that, because people want to see gameplay. And if for an official release thing, it's okay. Yeah, it's a release date trailer, but that's a simple in the back. You could have gave us more taste of the gameplay. There's a bunch of things that could have been said that weren't said, or in a theoretical process. Show me more of the teamwork aspect. Show me more of the combat itself. I mean, or that little hub. You gave smidge slideshows of that little hub, but you didn't actually show a real character doing anything other than he was walking up to a table to eat food. I mean, come on. What else is there to show us instead of just giving us this small, not even barely an appetizer to the main course? So with that being said, I personally find this release date trailer, yeah, it is a release date trailer, I've said it. I personally find this trailer kind of a bummer, because they basically just took what was the original trailer, gave a little more of that, and then rehashed a couple scenes out of that to give to this. And it was just like, that's a bummer, bro. I mean, come on. At least show me some zombies too. Like, give me like, if you're gonna do something like this too, you did show character stuff, but you didn't really show me infection stuff, like a smidge of what the infection was. Yeah, we see zombies, but give me a little bit. Come on. You know, not me having to like search all over the internet to find screenshots somewhere. That's not what I'm looking for. But with this last piece, I will say this, that it is going to be released on 6/21, 2025. So that's a big thing. That's a huge deal for us because, well, I personally, as much as I've been shitting on this so far, I personally am waiting for this, and I would love to see more come out of this. So this gives me hope, because the trailers, or the game itself, is so far out, that there is a chance that they're still working super diligently on this, that they're not just going to give us what they showed in the little BS trailer here and say, hey, this is what you're gonna come and get once you buy the full game. Because let's face it, some games did that. Cough on cough, Anthem, you know, that kind of thing happened, where a lot of people got huge disheartened. And you know, there's also going to be a lot of times where games are just going to come out and they're going to just be like, yeah, well, it's not the first thing, we got updates coming. You don't want that. You want people to get what they pay for, and then make the small increments of changes as you go from there. They, like I said, it is what it is for a release trailer. I do urge people to go out and take a look at both trailers if you haven't. But then afterwards, please go check out the gameplay trailers. Well, it's not a gameplay trailer, but gameplay videos. There are a couple people out there that actually had the hands-on chance of playing this and then checking it out, and they obviously have stuff to say about this too. There are other people who have different decisions than I've said, but this is just my take, and I'm a huge horror fan. Zombies are one of my favorite genres, so I will definitely be in this when it comes out, and I will definitely get it, but I'm also going to keep reviewing as this goes. So let's just go ahead and finish this up. That being said, I do stream on Twitch every Friday and Saturday. I've also got this YouTube channel up, so if you like what I do and you like what I've said so far, please like, subscribe, and also hit that bell for the notification from when I go live on things. Again, until the next time.